96 to 2003.
That's the third strike. How much time did they issue? 25 to life.
And they don't give you no good time, good behavior.
Do 85% of whatever they gave.
I feel like my life on the line. Jungle in these streets, speak the beats on the line. Hustle to increase, put it all on the line. House to spouse, family freedom, walking yards on the line. Every day I wake up like my life on the line. Jungle in these streets, speak the beats on the line.
Yeah, what's happening? What's happening?
Going on squares everywhere.
Fambi,
Yep.
what's good, brother?
I mean, I'm letting you float the boat, dogs. I'm just
Okay, well,
spectating
look.
the game.
We gonna jump right into it, man. We always look at the youth and how they become adults and going to the pen, such as ourselves, but nobody hardly ever looks at how it started from the camps, the YAs, the juvenile system, and all that stuff. There's a beginning to pretty much the end. And most guys who've been in the pen or still in the pen has had a journey through life, through juvenile system, camps, YA, and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm. No, great amount of them. Yeah, you're right.
And you know, we've been cutting up as a knucklehead here and there, but we got some youth out there that is just, they vicious out there. So this time we're going to bring in somebody that you're going to run into if you continue to go this route.
But this is for the juveniles.
Yes,
Juvenile delinquents.
Juvenile delinquents. Yeah. We're strictly on the youth and juvenile delinquents who's being disrespectful to parents and school, cutting up. This is the person you're going to meet, and he's going to let you know the ins and outs of the system as a juvenile and as a youth. I want to welcome somebody I've been knowing for many years. Welcome to the show, Mr. Gooden. How you doing, Mr. Gooden? What's going on?
Hey, how's it going, man? Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, what we bringing you on, man? Because you know, you dealt with a lot of youth in your profession, and you've seen the ins and out of the halls. And when people look at the system, they don't know how it starts from the beginning. So let people know a little bit about your background and profession you was dealing with.
A little bit about my background, man. I was born and raised in Linwood, California. You know, Pops moved me out to the Inland Empire, Hesperia, when I was about 15. You know, so that was a turning point for me, man. But law enforcement was something that I always wanted to kind of tap into. So, of course, I ended up doing that, tapped into law enforcement, you know, joined the probation department for San Bernardino County, where I pretty much work with the youth, you know, juveniles. But what most people don't understand, man, is they usually start, you know, at the juvenile level, you know, with petty theft, you know, for the most part.
And we talking about female and young males, not just boys. We talking about girls as well, correct?
Oh, definitely. It goes both ways. You got a lot of females that are savages out there, man. You know, they can put in work just like a male, you know, and as time goes on, that's definitely, they matching up right there with the males. You know, they can do it all, man.
So when you became law enforcement, you worked the halls and the juvenile system, and you done seen pretty much a lot of stuff go down with parents and, you know, going to get people from school and just all of that stuff. Could you explain to the listeners and the viewers out there who may have troubled teens or somebody who's on their way to being that problem, what can they look forward to by entering those halls and running into somebody like yourself?
You know, for the most part, man, it's examples, man. You know, most of our youth, they really don't have those good examples to follow. You know, when you have better examples, you know, like they say, a product of your environment, 9 out of 10 times, that really is the problems. You know, you're going to pretty much try to become what you see, you know, and if you only see, you know, the bangers, man, and the drug dealers, man, and the pimps and all of that, you know, if that's all you see, that's all you know. So until you step out of that environment, you know, your mind frame is going to be just hood mentality. You know, it really wasn't until I moved out of LA to the Inland Empire where I kind of seen something different. You know, where I seen white people, whereas in Linwood, it was pretty much just blacks and Mexicans. So that pretty much was my primary environment. But then when I came out here, I was like, hold on, man, I didn't hear no helicopters. It wasn't no drive-bys. You know, it wasn't really no gangbangers out here back then. You know, they started to move out that way now, but it was real slow pace, man. So I was able to just kind of go to school, get my education, play sports without all that riffraff, you know, because, you know, when you in the city, your homeboys live across the street, around the corner, you know, you got access to everything. You know, you can pretty much walk anywhere. If not, you can get on the bus, you know, hit that dash, hit that trolley. You know, you got all these different options to where you can get into that trouble, you know, whereas, you know, you really just need, you know, those role models and those leaders, man, to kind of keep you out of that. You know, because what I would see in the system, man, is these kids would come in here, and then when I would go to visiting and I would see their parents or whoever's coming to visit them, you know, that's pretty much who they learning from. So even if we can hook them up while they in the halls and kind of, you know, make them better while they in the halls, when they get out, they got to go right back into that environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to interject here for a moment. Just for the viewers and listeners, this is On the Line podcast show with JJ Fumbian Jr. We're on all the streaming platforms for the audio. Also, the Digital Soapbox Network and the JJ Fumbian YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button on the JJ Fumbian YouTube channel. And if you're on the Digital Soapbox Network, hit the subscribe button as well and hit the like. Control, run the footage. Let me give a shot what it look like in juvenile house somewhere.
What I'm surprised is the number of people. We have over 2,500 people here already.
If you get arrested as a juvenile in San Diego County, this is where you're going to start off your day. Once they bring you into juvenile hall, you're going to come in through here. They're going to pop this door next. You're going to walk in. You're going to be escorted. You're going to be handcuffed, hands behind your back. You're going to walk into this room. You're going to have a seat and wait until you're processed through and admitted into juvenile hall.
Everything you're going to be given, your underwear, your socks, your bras, your panties, your shirts, your trousers, have been worn by dozens, if not hundreds, of juveniles before you.
Stay in your double line, make sure your arms are crossed. Go ahead, right up this way.
Good morning. Come on in. This facility was built in 1954. It has gone through many upgrades, including the cameras. As you look around, you're going to see cameras all over.
This is today's breakfast: waffles, sizzling, and oatmeal. All right, so just keep that in mind. If you like the meals that you're eating at home, stay at home, guys. Do the right thing.
You see the classrooms. You go through how they take showers, use the bathroom, no privacy.
What we have here is one of the rooms within the intake booking and release unit at Juvenile Hall. This is the location where intake booking and release is essentially where the kids that are going to stay with us, where they get started, and then once it is determined what unit they're going to go into, what they'll do is that they'll simply then transition onto the living unit where they'll undergo the programming and the rest of their stay while they're here at the detention facility.
I was hoping that by bringing her out today, she would start to make better choices. I honestly feel that, it was an eye-opener for everyone involved.
We have a number of providers that come here to support us that provide services to the community. So we encourage the families to talk to many of our suppliers that are here so they can get information and resources to help the families. So it's more than just taking a tour of the facility, but also getting information that's going to help them in their communities.
The emphasis here and the focus is the rehabilitation process. What we want is to reintegrate
this is not Disneyland, children.
And
repeat, this is not Disneyland.
And maintain the safety of the community, which is one of our tenets of our current mission with the San Diego County Probation Department. Thank you so much, and I hope I never see any of you here.
Ooh. Yeah. That wasn't Disneyland, ladies and gentlemen, for the kids, for the juvenile, just for the record. Mr. Joe, I got a question to ask you.
Go ahead.
So you worked at juvenile facility, correct?
Yes, sir.
So was you an asshole? You punch on their ass up in there and get in the business? There's always a motherfucker like that doing that shit in there. Some of them need it, some of them don't. But most of them need it. They need that ass whoop.
Hey,
Not
you know what?
you abuse them.
No, I wasn't that dude, man. I was the cool one. But I mean, when I had to get it in, I got it in. But for the most part, they respect you when you're not that asshole, man.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, you might run into some of these. As a matter of fact, you will run into some of these kids once they get out, and they will grow up and they will remember. It's many a times where I've been out and somebody be like, "Hey, Mr. Gooden," and I already know when I hear that, I already know where that's coming from, But had I done that dude in when he was in there, ain't no telling what he could have done to me, while I was out with my family,
Okay. Well, I went to juvenile hall. I went to Las Virginias.
Okay.
And I don't know, man. That was many moons ago, but we went in. It was active, man. We was where I came from out of Long Beach. It was with the shit. You had to come in with the bullshit. You had to come banging. If you wasn't banging, you was gonna end up banging before you left there. Even though I know everybody that go to jail or juvenile hall don't necessarily have to be a gangbanger to go to the facility. So this for the record reflect for the viewers and listeners. Please don't think that all people that go to prison, county jail, and juvenile hall facilities are gang bangers. That's not necessarily true. There's some people that are non-affiliate that will kill you or shoot you up or rob you. Whatever heinous crime they do commit. I just want the viewers and listeners to understand that and have them misled. The only gangbangers do all the dirt. I know you know this already, right?
Hey, you absolutely correct. Because some of the ones that did some of the most harshest crimes wasn't even gangbangers. A lot of them were just regular looking kids that actually came from good families. That's another stereotype. They think that everybody that's kicking up all this ruckus is coming from messed up homes, but some of them come from structured homes and structured environments, and they will take your life, and they look nice and innocent, and and those are the ones, man, they very sophisticated. So you can learn the hard way, that's for sure.
Is there? Can you name like one or maybe two facilities that you were at where you seen the attitudes and just the disgruntlement about being a teenager coming in there? What is a couple of the facilities you've been to or worked at? I'm sorry.
I've been in San Bernardino, and then I've been in the Apple Valley, facilities. I've been in both of those facilities, but for the most part, they those kids, man, they different. Depending on where they at, it's all a different ball game.
Now, this question: Have you seen a group of kids that you looking at? Because you got different attitudes in there, and have you looked at some and said, "Yep, he's on his way. He gonna be in San Quentin or Folsom or somewhere pretty soon."
Oh, definitely. You definitely see them. And those are the ones when I say sophisticated. The ones that are already starting to make the shanks. The one that can manipulate, oh, that's real talk, man. You got some that they know how to manipulate the other crews, when you start kind of seeing them like, just orchestrating stuff around the units, putting stuff together. Those are the ones that can kind of, put together the fights. They kind of had that influence on telling other dudes who to rush, who not to rush, and those dudes can make or break your day sometimes. That's kind of who and those are the ones that you really want next to you because, they can make your shift real easy, because they can almost run your unit for you in a sense.
At what age category are we talking about here, what you just said?
Oh, that can range. I've seen a kid sophisticated as young as 13,
running stuff.
And I mean, and the smallest kid, because like they say, you got what they call the ins and the outs. So of course the ins is inside the juvenile halls and the outs is on the outs. But some of these kids got pulled on the outs, and and the kids that are inside know that kid from the outs, so they can pull rank inside of there. It happens.
So I know I shouldn't say this on camera because people, the viewers are looking and the viewers are listening. Excuse me, the viewers are looking and the listeners who are listening to the show. They're gonna be lost in the sauce when I say it for a great amount of them. But anybody from the turf, from the earth, will understand what I'm saying. It's not the best Jesus Christ wording possible I can use, but I'm gonna say this right here today. A lot of these youngsters will knock your noodles out. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 will have you in a hearse. Believe that. Not for real. But what? Is it for
Not
real?
for,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, it is for
yeah,
real.
this is for real,
Not for
not for
play.
play. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. They will have you in a hearse and have your family with them reefs down at the mortuary. Now, I understand you cannot be playing with these kids out of these days. You say something to them, do something to them. You gotta watch them like they grown folks. You can't be playing. So, I run everybody the same way, male, female, tall or small. I'm watching everybody. I don't care what you got going on. Turquoise hair, purple, green, non-ladies, all y'all. I run them all the same, man. Because these youngsters, man, they something else out here, man. And then the system is being saying don't whoop their ass, they can't whoop at home. They're out here acting a fool out here in these streets. They ain't gonna listen to their mama and daddy, so they ain't gonna listen to you. Especially if you put a slapper in their hand. Man, they life ain't right. They become the boogeyman. So I should have said it on camera, but look at it. They got
It's true though. This is true. That's why, you know, we're thankful to have, you know, a person like him on, who know these attitudes and who was working with them day in and day out. You know what I mean? And being in there, you have to be also a counselor as well, correct?
Exactly. You all of that, man. You a counselor, you a parent, you know, you a conscience, you know, and you really will have a real major influence on these kids, man. So, you know, it's at the end of the day, you know, are you going to treat it like a job, or are you going to treat it like an opportunity to actually make this kid better? Because you really do have that opportunity, man. And that's like the best feeling in the world. And that's more rewarding when I do run across these kids on the outs, you know, and now they like, hey, Mr. Gooden, I ain't been back in. You know, here's my daughter. Here's my son. Look where I'm working at. You know, I'm not smoking no more. I'm not doing this no more. And, you know, and that's fulfilling, man, because all of them don't make it, you know, because, for instance, you know, my wife, she with the probation department now, man, and kids that I had in a juvenile, she worked with the adults, and now she's seeing my kids at the adult level. You know, so some of them, so some of them they never got out the system, man. You know, they never got out the system. They didn't graduate it.
Yeah, from being a little fuck up to a massive fuck up.
Exactly.
Yeah, because they got a big ass diploma for you on the yard. It's called a life
that's why I said, man.
Or
you know,
life.
You can see those kids and just how, like you said, they run in the yard, or they you know got influence over the other teens. You already know this dude is on his way to the pros.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
He on his way to the professional league. You know what I mean? It's now. Have you had a chance to? This is serious. Have you had a chance to work on the female side? Because people always kind of downplay how they get down.
You know, I didn't mess with the females too much. Every once in a while, I would go to their unit, but they really try to keep the males off the female units, man, because those females, like I say, once again, they manipulate and they will get you in trouble. You know, they can say things like he did this to me, or he said that, or he was looking at me, you know, and, you know, at the end of the day, when you're on those units and you walking past those doors, you know, it's just a glass. So if they want to take their clothes off or anything and flash you, they can do that, you know. And then when they do that, they can flip it on you and be like, hey, he was trying to look at me and he was trying to touch me. Or so you really want to kind of stay off them female units if you can, you know, because they're, like I say, they savages as well, man. They not as innocent as they look. At the end of the day.
You're right, because I was up in Tehachapi, and they came with the Prop 21. They had like early 2000 Proposition Prop 21, where they was bringing the YOPs, the juveniles who was sentenced as adults, onto the yard. So I think I was in 4B, Tehachapi Max. I think they was in like one building. So speed up the story. We wasn't in the building they was in. We was in the building next to the building that they were in. They kept us separate, so they had to lock us down to move them around. And a lot of these youngsters, they had some hell of a cases. They had did some shit. So they put them up in the facility. So I know they putting the boys up in the men's level 4 maxed out security. This is the taxi backs 4A, 4B is maxed out as you get. I think Duke Major built that motherfucker, and it's a hell of a spot. So they was bringing kids up there. Actually, a couple of my younger homeboys was in them units. I ain't gonna call y'all name out, but y'all know who y'all is. And so if they was bringing them up to that kind of facility, I know they's bringing the women up to the level 4 for the women as well. Mm-hmm. So they had to have some training going on up in there, and they was keeping it rocking up in there at Tallahatchie Max on 4B yard. They was doing their thing up in there. I'm talking about stabbing, choking out. One got murdered, one hung himself. I mean, they was getting active, dog. So I believe you. I don't think you're lying now. It is the viewers and the listeners have never heard this kind of conversation from a person of us, former inmates, former convicted felons, former non-active gang members. Now today was once upon an active. Then we have you come on the show, a former probation officer, law enforcement, former law enforcement. So I appreciate you taking your time out of your weekend to come in and give us the ugly part of it, and then also the good part of it, whatever little that is.
Definitely.
So what type of cases do you see these young? It's not all he was stealing or he ran away from home. These kids come in there with some grown man shit, huh?
Hey, from petty theft all the way up to murder, man. So and everything in between, rapes, burglary, robbery.
Wait, hold on, time out. Back that up. You said rape?
Oh, definitely. You got. I mean, it's a lot of that, and then on the sad part, man, they're not only raping people of age. You got some of these juveniles that are raping kids, man. I'm talking infants, and it's sad. It's really sad, and that's where some of the staff have problems with working with certain kids because they would read their case, and now they're judging that child when that's really not your job. Your job is not to judge this child. Your job is to be a counselor and help that child while they're in this system. But it's kind of hard for especially women when they read a case of a 13-year-old that was raping his 2-year-old sister or 2-year-old cousin, and it was repeatedly, and it's sad because it happened. And then, sometime on the house, we looking like, how did that happen? Where was the parents? But growing up in the hood, sometimes parents working, they working 2 jobs, and sometimes the teenager is taking care of the cousin or the sister or the brother, and it's sad, man, because, nobody wants to deal with that. But
Mr. Joe,
yes,
Mr. Goodman, Control run his footage so it shows his authenticity. He was a probation officer, law enforcement. There you go, y'all. And that's a different kind of lineup right there. Yeah. We just wanted to show that you really was one of them guys. That's all.
Man, I'm still.
Yeah, I know. Man. I know. Yeah, it's just we wasn't ready for that today. I know the viewers and the listeners weren't ready for that virgin is. It's sad to say, man, and I don't even want that kind of stuff in my head.
Yeah.
And then what makes it relatable to what you're talking about is we all have nephews, little cousins, our friends, kids who their dad is already in prison. It's just we already a hop, skip, and a jump away from somebody we know that's going to take that route. And if you had this last chance to talk to the youth, what would be your message to them not to run into somebody like you in the system?
That's a good question, man, because everything can't apply for everyone. Everything's not the same for everyone because unfortunately some will not have that opportunity to avoid the system because that's just the way of the world. But to those that will have that opportunity, and if you do have that OG or that parent or that teacher or that coach that's trying to influence you to go the right way, go that way. You know what I'm saying? Because you only gonna have so many opportunities in life to go in the right direction. Because you make that left turn, everybody don't bounce back from that left turn. And I can guarantee you the system is waiting for you. Trust me, they're waiting. They do not have a problem with taking you. They will make room for you, you know, so you want to avoid the system. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all I can say, man, is, you know, pay attention to those who are trying to help you. Don't just brush that off. You know what I'm saying? When someone's trying to really drop that gem in your ear that you can be better, you can, you know, be more than what you see, you know, you can be that example, you know, think about it, you know, and I know that's not easy for everybody. Like I said, everybody will not have that opportunity to be successful. And that's just the way of the world. But if you have that opportunity, definitely take it.
Now, my next question to you is, everybody won't have that opportunity to escape the system. However, if you do mess around and end up in the system, what other advice you can give them to help they stay there in the system? Go by, do your shit, stay out of trouble. What could little gems you can give them to try to make they stay a little bit better? It's not going to be easy, but just, you know, something that they need to know.
Definitely, first and foremost, don't create no new charges. You know, you already got charges, so don't come in there and stack your charges, because some kids will come in there and it'll be a minor charge, and then they get in there and they try to run with the boys, and now they didn't add it, you know, attempted murder. You know, they didn't add it, you know, attack on staff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, don't stack your charges. You know, if you already come into the system and you already got a case on you, you know, ride that out. You know, follow the program. You know, that's at hand for you. Follow that program, do what you're supposed to do. I guarantee you it'll be smooth. Because if you don't, once again, you know, they don't mind putting hands on you up in there. You know, that's real talk. You know, they will toss you up. And like they say, you're going to learn today. Yeah. You're going to learn. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, Junior and Mr. Goodman, I'm sorry we have to be laughing at this, man. I say the same thing, make you laugh and make you cry. I'm just reflecting back. I'm reflecting back on my times in the county jail, my times in my little brief time in juvenile, because they juvenile hall wasn't ready for me. They sent me straight to the yard with the G homies. I'm talking about straight to a 4-yard. I think I went to I went to a 1. No, I went to a 2. I wasn't there but more than 30 days. That's how straight up to a 4. But my point is made in the county jail, LA County Jail back then, outside of the gang mountain, the sheriffs would just sit the tempo off the dribble with you. So when they exchange you from Long Beach PD and put you down at RIC, the sheriffs go right in on you, got you busting your ass open. Either busting your ass open or busting your ass in the head with something. That flashlight therapy. Man, it was brutal up in there, man. I just seen grown men had 2-3 murders.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just fold up and cry. I was damn. I was just wow. So I seen some of the best killers and gangbangers.
It gets pretty bad in there, you know.
Ain't no pretty place to be up in that LA County jail. I don't know how it is today. And but I'm talking about my times going through there. And same thing with Los Virginians and Central. They were whooping their ass up in there. The little young homies coming through there with them hot murders, gang murders. See them on the news one day, next day you go to work, they ass up in there, just getting put on the LA County bus, going down to CJ. So it's a trip, man. And I just pray that I just pray that all the listeners and viewers to see this content, let some of their younger brothers and sisters and nephews take a moment and let them listen to this, man. Hope this would deter. This is not to glorify or magnify being a gangbanger or being a ultimate fuck up in your house, being disrespectful to your parents, grandparents, or auntie or whoever's raising you. Church folks is looking out for you. Moms, whatever religion you are a part of, and they stepping out to help you. Man, don't cut the hand to feed you. And they had to place you in one of these facilities, youngsters. This ain't no great place, man. And I apologize for, laughing, but it's a laugh out of I don't know, the seriousness. Flash it back on. I'm glad I ain't in this situation no more, or that thought process, that train of thought. So I just want to make sure we make that clear. I want everybody who watched this show hit the like button, hit the share button, Go to JJ Fumby YouTube channel, subscribe. Go to the Digital Soapbox Network and hit the subscribe button. Junior, y'all can continue to talk. I just had to lay that on the table.
Okay, well, shit, that's pretty much it. Thank you, Mr. Gooden, for coming on and sharing that, man. And I guarantee you, man, somebody who's listening to this and watching this appreciates you giving your advice. And I can tell, man, you was one of the dudes up in there who care about the youth. Once again, this is On the Line with Junior and JJ Fomby, our good guest, Joe Gooden. Please subscribe. Shout out to Digital Soapbox Network, Art of Shield, and we have Smooth Cut Productions and everybody else who helped us put this together, man. Thank you for coming again, Mr. Gooden. Thank you very much, brother.
Definitely, I appreciate you guys having me. Once again, man, hopefully, God will wake you guys up, man, and get y'all some new hats. We look.
Oh man, hey, go on, get him off the show. He's talking crazy, man. Right the next, baby.
We'll see you again. We'll see you again.
All right, man. Y'all be easy.
We on all the streaming sites for our podcast show. Spotify, Apple. Check us out. Check out our audio version on all the streaming sites, listeners and viewers.
Okay, for sure.
Fix that goddamn picture, man. Hey, that's why that picture about to fall in the back. Tampa Bay, man. You got to fix that picture in the back. Art of Shield, we out. We out.
That's beauty. That's beauty.
Every day on the line. Every day on the line. Every day on the soapbox. Every day on the line. I remain every day on the line. Every day on the